Okay, so if you're at all interested in being productive, you want to be your best every single time and never have bad days. And I totally understand that. Like in the last 10 years, I've been very interested in how to optimize my life, how to get into the flow state immediately, and most of all, how to be at my best for every social interaction that I had. But before I tell you the number one strategy that has worked for me every time, I think it's super important that we know why we want to be at our best in the first place. Why can we not accept when we are at our worst and just create this tension between what we want and reality? And most of all, why do we feel we need to impress others all the time? And I give you some personal examples. This is going to be painful. During high school and university, I had this somewhat unconscious desire to be like, this is who I am. Now can you please accept me, worship me, and acknowledge my superiority? I know this sounds absolutely silly and egotistical, but if you looked at how I behaved back then, for those of you who knew me back then, I was all stiff, somewhat in my own head all the time, and of course that did not go anywhere really. But I wanted to be my very best self, right? Even now when starting out YouTube, I had also this constant desire to be my very best self to the camera, trying to impress, trying to put on an act, trying to look extremely confident and give the illusion that I had everything figured out. And do you know what that led to? Well, I'm just going to play the first 19 seconds of the second oldest video that you can find on this channel so you can see it for yourself. Do you always feel tired and unmotivated despite being in the middle of the day and cannot pay attention to anything because you feel lazy? What do you say? If that's you, here are 20 tips to naturally boost your energy without coffee. Yes, without coffee. That was horrible, right? So preachy, so unnatural, and overall too disgusting to watch. If I'm being completely honest with you, I would have disliked the video and told YouTube to never show up this pathetic YouTuber on my feed again. Yeah, that's real talk. Maybe you've seen small YouTubers like this who somehow still put on an act in front of the camera, but that's not really what I want to watch and probably not what you want to watch really. I want to see people being real, being themselves, and have some kind of conversation with them, which I'm trying to do with you. Both of us are in the same boat, me through these videos and you through the comments, so I can learn from you as well. So maybe you can see now that trying to be our best selves all the time works extremely against us. It gets us overthinking and just not really listening to other people, or simply too distracted, procrastinating in general, because we are too concerned at being at our best at the expense of actually being our best. If you actually want to be our best, which means someone who is in tune with reality, always learns and improves for every mistake and don't repeat them, and being 100% real, the number one strategy I've used that works every single time for me is to do the opposite. Not trying to be our best selves. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed? Cool, just get up and like feeling tired and absolutely miserable. Don't feel like going to the gym? Cool, just slog your way to the weights and enjoy feeling absolutely exhausted to become even more absolutely exhausted. Cannot get any work done? Cool, just lean into this shaky, distracted feeling with pride and watch yourself do the uncomfortable thing like you won't stop it. Don't feel ready to be social? Cool, just use that to be real and just curious what other people want to share with you. It's like this immense power and non-neediness that comes when you simply think, I don't need to be different than what I'm right now. I just do it anyway. How you feel has pretty much no influence on you anymore. But of course, if you are able to be better, like for instance having a better posture, being relaxed, being more focused, then just switch. I found that as long as I do not try to force anything, but just imagine like I have some kind of surveillance camera monitoring me at all times, the good behavior, of course, that happens automatically. And once they do happen, allow yourself to feel very good and powerful and proud about it. It's like this basic psychology thing that rewarding behaviors reinforces that behavior so they happen again, and that's pretty much the only tool for behavior change. So feel free to just celebrate inside with joy every time reality tells you that you're at your best, to get that dopamine spike in your brain, and it'll be so much easier to repeat that going forward. So yeah, it is this kind of non-neediness thing I talked about in the last video, where once we don't need to be our very best selves, we become our very best selves. And that best, or call it that, might be different every time. So it's all about adjusting to reality and do what is working all the time. That is the number one strategy that has helped me to never have a bad moment ever, because I don't need to have good moments. And of course, if you found this video somewhat useful, you know what to do, right? And it'll be cool to hear your response in the comments so we can both learn from each other once again. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.